Week 2.
Week 2 begins.
Week 2.
I just wanted to say how much I hate Snow Barrel Blast.
It is a terrible place to be.
We made it through. We trudged on through. We broke on through to the other side.
And we can feel like men once again. So this is.
you are going too fast for me already.
So this is Slipside Ride. By the way, welcome to Beard Brothers.
Yeah, this is Beard Bros. If you haven't figured it out.
This is Drunky Kong Country.
Drunky Kong Country, because we're.
Did you get the bonus thing at the beginning?
Yeah.
This is what it is.
This is the zone.
Sorry, dude. I gotta keep track of you.
So we're on the Slipside Ride, which is remarkable in this game because it is the only ice cave type level that's in the game. So there's not like in this whole ice world, it's the only one. So it's the only level that you can hear this music in, which is a shame because it's pretty cool music. You know what I'm saying?
Fun fact. That was a fun fact.
Oh, that was the fun.
Yeah,
I was ready.
I was confused.
I thought I was gonna
All
get
right,
an M&M out of it, so I shut right up.
To the right, there's a ledge with a barrel on it that you need to get the barrel, and then go down south. So to the right,
Like, yeah.
in there, and then go down, and then it's to the left right here. Bam!
Nice.
Bonus.
Look at that, just getting stuff, no problems.
No
problem.
You know what the worst part about Barrel Blast was? Snow Barrel Blast is that
That barrel at the all of the barrels.
that
at the
like
end.
mentally there's like this problem, like it makes you feel extra shitty because you are the one shooting yourself into the pit most of the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or straight into one of those B.
Yeah, like it
things.
sucks because you had to push A to do it. It's
Right,
not like
yeah,
it's
yeah,
not like you screwed up and you died. It's like, I mean it is, but it's like you feel like you did it more.
This is one resilient.
He's
little
like, I
armadillo.
only have 1 HP, but I'm gonna make it count. Where are you guys going?
Yeah. He made it count.
There's something I want to talk about just because.
Do it. Speak your mind.
This actually happened during one of the Beard Bros live streams, and it's been on my mind all weekend
Okay.
when it happened, and it really boned me out. And it's something that I want to address because this is a BTS of the Completionist as well as its own show, and I feel like it should be addressed. This is our little platform.
It's a zone for us.
It's a zone, right?
We can talk directly to you here.
It's a danger zone.
Yeah. And maybe this can be worked in the question of the day.
Sure.
So guides. Me as the completionist, I've played tons of games, right? I've played a lot of
Hundreds of games. I've played hundreds of games. Yeah.
And
I've played 3.
And out of the hundreds that I've played,
3.
I really only complete the ones I really enjoy.
Right.
Well, I mean, now not for the show. I mean,
Yeah.
for the show now, I complete the ones because I have to. But aside from that, you know, like if you look at my PS3 trophy score and you look at my Xbox score, not all my games 100%.
Yeah, the ones that aren't episodes, like there's only a few. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's because I you know, why if I don't like a game, why should I complete it? And there's a lot more. And on the show, we review a lot of games that are more positively received because I like to be a positive reviewer. And I like to, you know...
Complete games.
It's easy to be negative.
It's very easy to be negative.
Well, also, you don't want to play, like, some horrible game for 100 hours.
And, you know, I've had my fair share of those. And and
for more than 100 hours.
For more than 100 hours. Even the games that I love, I had to do that because of how hard the game was.
Metal Gear Solid.
Metal Gear Solid, Cave Story. You know, these games are, you know, they're designed for longevity and whatnot. And
sure.
To kind of go in my point... there's only so much I can physically endure on a weekly basis in regards to completing games. So, whenever I play a game for the first time, I play it blindly, but I don't play it ignorantly. And what I mean with that is, for instance, Illusion of Gaia. That was our episode a few weeks ago.
Right.
Illusion of Gaia is notorious for being that game that if you miss a collectible, you're in trouble.
Because you can't go back?
Because you cannot go back. There's absolutely nothing you can do. And if you miss it, it's a 40+ hour game. It's a pretty like lengthy, beefy game. So if you miss one thing, you're back at square one.
I'm sorry, really quick. Are you pressing up on these?
No,
buttons?
it's automatically sliding me out. I know it seems like I'm being crazy, but that's just what it does.
What a weird zone. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. Go on. Illusion of Gaia.
Yeah. So with Illusion of Gaia, if you didn't know what to do in Illusion of Gaia, oh damn it, you'd be in trouble. You'd be in a lot of trouble. And that game is a game that doesn't tell you what to do. It gives you hints, but you clearly need a guide. I mean, you know, Projer and I talked about how they gave you a guide when you bought the game. It's in the manual because they thought, you know what, people are going to be lost as hell when they're playing this game.
Well, I mean, back then, you know, a game can't be as big of an experience as a game can now in the way that it is now, where, you know, something like Assassin's Creed 3, you can play it for hours and hours and hours and you're not even touching the story because the game can't... It's on a little cartridge for a couple megabytes, so you gotta extend the game length somehow.
Yeah.
You know, it's not for the hardcore gamer to... Like, they wanted you to look it up.
Yeah.
Most games like that on this system, they want you to look it up.
So, to follow the whole point of this conversation...
Ooh.
I don't think it matters, and if it does, I'll just replay the level just to get that barrel.
Yeah. Matters to get the bonus thing again?
It might have to, yeah, but if anything,
We'll just go get it, yeah.
I'll beat the level and then come back to it.
There's a DK barrel to your right. You might be able to track back.
That is true, but I think now...
Now you, yeah.
Because now I don't really know. I have to, like, do one of these kind of, like... Yeah, see?
Yeah, it was where the shite...
Yeah.
Turned into a wrong word.
Oh, it's whatever.
It was worth shitting
I
over.
tried to be creative.
So what's the issue at hand here?
So, as most of you guys know, Ocarina of Time / Master Quest is being played this week on the show. Very iconic game, everyone loves it.
Classic.
And a little bit of a confession, I haven't completed Ocarina of Time since I was 10 years old.
Yeah.
That was literally...
You've played it.
Oh, I've played it plenty, but I've not really completed it, so I don't really know where all the golden sculptulas are, where all the heart pieces, some of the side quests, how to extend the bomb bags and the seed pouches, how to get the bigger Dooku sticks, get the big Goron sword. Like, I remembered so much, but not everything that everyone else does. And it is a very loved game. So,
yeah. There's plenty of resources.
Yeah, yeah. So we were playing, and someone came into the chat and like kind of berated me for playing the game using a guide. And I didn't even get a chance to explain myself. And whenever we broadcast, I don't use a guide, mostly because, you know, if it's a new experience, I don't want to know. Again, I don't want to be ignorant. So if there isn't a collectible, I'll be mindful of it.
Yeah, you'll kind of do like a little recon and be like, is there like some reason why I should definitely be playing with the guide the first time?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And again, games are relatively straightforward, especially the older games of our time. But it's one of those things that I have to address that I'm not just a guy who, you know, uses guides all the time. I only use guides for my personal use. I only use guides for Final Fantasies.
I mean,
and that's only because I use the guides more as a checklist. Like, you know, in the past 4 Final Fantasies, there's been like bestiary checklists.
Yeah. So
like, you know, I want to know how much HP it has, what it's weak against. You know, it's like a Pokedex. Like,
you wanna know what I think though about this whole situation and like guides and whatnot? I think it's kind of boneheaded for somebody to come in to even insinuate that using guides is a negative thing anyway. You know,
well, they're for sale. It's not a way of cheating.
Well, but I mean, it's not about cheating. It's about like who decides what the rules are. It's not like frickin' basketball where there's rules. It's like,
you know who decides what the rules are?
Yeah,
Gerard and I.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because it's our show.
But like even beyond that, it's like your experience as a gamer when you're playing a game, and if you feel upset, if you feel lost and annoyed when you don't know where you're going, and a guide is the thing that you need to enjoy a game, you know, like just like in anything, like people like to be prepared, and some people like to live by the seat of their pants, and so I don't understand why somebody would come and say that you're not a good gamer because you're using a guide. It doesn't teach. It doesn't like. It's not like the Matrix. It doesn't like install skill in your brain. You know what I mean? You still beat all the damn games, and I bet you that anybody who's coming in and talking mess is like there's a very, very small chance that they are able to.
So speaking of guides, go up that one to the left. There you go.
Yeah. Like, I feel like there's very few people who are actually berating you on the internet who are like, you know, doing this and trying to make a business out of it and trying to live off of it. You know what I mean? And I don't understand why you should be the one who's getting, you know, roasted when it's, you know, I mean, you're playing the games because games are great, but like, you're not trying to play it because you're trying to have a fun personal experience with the game necessarily.
Especially a game that's 15 years old that everyone's played.
Yeah, and Ocarina of Time, like when you were a kid, you know, you didn't use the guide. You know what I mean? And so if you feel some sort
On the
of...
contrary, I use guides all the time.
I use
I would
guides...
buy the guide like with the game.
I use guides like usually
Just in
what I do.
case.
I like to buy guides just because they're cool. Like
Then the internet came around.
well, I mean like lately players'
all
guides
that.
have been getting worse, but like the reason I used to like
What
to buy
is going on with that rope?
that's crazy.
It's the kind of rope that like it keeps sliding down.
Yeah. The you know, like I like guides just like aesthetically. I like to like, you know, I feel more connected to the world of the game when there's a guide that I can look through, but I usually don't use it till after I've beaten the game or you know, to get like end game stuff or like with Pokemon. That's how I do it. Is I usually play through the game blind so that I can like feel like a kid again and then go through.
You gotta jump and fly for a while and you'll get to the first bonus barrel, I think.
yeah, but
Oh shoot.
the point is that I don't.
Oh, up there.
The point is, I don't think that people should feel good or bad about using a guide. And I don't think it's fair for one. Where is it?
It's right up there.
I don't think there's. I think it's pretty crappy for somebody to come tell somebody how to play video games. I think that you should be able to enjoy them, especially if they're art. You know, you're kind of being an asshole. You know?
I feel like it just comes with the territory. That's just what people do.
I mean, like, you know...
And you just gotta ignore those ones because they're not the ones you're trying to go for.
Right, so I want to hear what you guys think. I want to hear what you guys think about players' guides. I want to hear if you think it's lame to use a guide and why, and I want to hear if you have the opposite opinion of me. I welcome it, and I don't think you're wrong necessarily, but what I do want is you to give me an intelligent reason that doesn't call me gay and doesn't call me an asshole. You know what I mean? Like, it's because I'm having trouble finding one that's logical that refutes like everybody should be able to play a game exactly how they want.
You gotta bounce off those dudes.
Yeah, this is just a waste of it. And even with that, and to go along with what we're talking about, you know, how we've completed, this would be game 80, right? 80 games on the show. Out of the 80 games, I have probably used a guide less than 6, depending on the game. I really, and like, not that deserves merit or anything, but my point is that I am generally not the kind of gamer who uses a guide. I just, if it's gonna stop me...
Which is probably why it struck such a chord with you when somebody roasted you for it.
Yeah, it definitely struck a chord that I like wasn't expecting to strike.
You know, I think it doesn't even matter, like, using a guide or whatever, because even if you're using a guide, there's still games that require actual skill to get places.
Yeah, right, and most games, like, I mean, there's not a guide for Dark Souls, right? I mean there probably is, but it's not...
You can't just, like, have a guide and then you win.
Yeah.
There's very few games like that.
I think if I remember this, I'm gonna call this episode Debbie Downer.
Debbie Downer?
Well, I don't mean to make anyone depressed.
I don't think it's a downer. I think it's a good question.
I want to have like a real conversation.
How do you elevate an art form, like especially a new one like video games, without letting more than one person tell you about them? You know what I mean? If we didn't allow different viewpoints when reading books, I don't think that books would have become such an important part of like Western culture.
Yeah, but there's always assholes.
Well, right, but that's not...
It's just how you address them.
Well, right, but I mean, you gotta respect their opinion, too. You know what I mean? To not be an asshole, you gotta be like, maybe there is something to this, like, not using a guide thing. I don't think that there is, but...
Well, okay, that is a perfectly well and valid viewpoint, but the people who come at you and be like, screw you, you shouldn't do that, has no merit whatsoever.
Oh, well, right.
Because from the beginning of what they're saying, you should already be like, not going to listen to you, because you're not speaking like a human should.
Right, but it does start like a kind of an interesting conversation, and that's why I'm interested to hear what everybody thinks.
Yeah, that's, I mean, again, like I'm a big boy. I can deal with, you know, criticism and whatnot, but that's my whole point. That's why I wanted to bring it up, because, you know, people, there's no reason as to why anyone should feel bad to use a guide. And I feel like that's kind of something that I wanted to just address, because, you know, like, no one should have to feel like bad about how they play a game. It's meant to be a digital experience, an art form that is incredibly interpretive based on what you see is good, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
That's why, like, you know, if a new game comes out, we all hate it. Like, there's one person out there that loves it, and it just shaped their life and changed every essence of what they think of games.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways, now let's focus on the fact that I'm playing horribly.
Can we have fun now? I wanna have
So
fun.
this level is called what? Croctopus Chase?
This one's called Croctopus Chase.
Is that right? Or is this Ice Age
No,
Alley?
this is Ice Age Alley.
Or-
Wait, is Croctopus Chase the next one? Oh my god, that's a ridiculous name. Alright.
Croctopus Chase.
I thought you were messing with my brains.
No.
Ooh, the ropes. Wait, where are the ropes? Keep rocking and rolling.
Ice Age Alley. I wonder...
Checkpoint.
Because some places that I saw it, it was called Ice Age Valley, and some places I saw it, it's referred to as Ice Age Alley. I'm wondering if maybe it changed between this version and the Game Boy version or something like that. I don't know. I don't have the Game Boy version in front of me. I never had the Game Boy version. Did either of you? Do you know?
No, I did not.
Yeah.
Do you?
This level looks really cool.
So, the next bonus barrel is high up. Hang on a sec here. Get the keg. Above it is a ledge that you'll need to fly off with espresso. Oh, so
Oh, I don't have espresso.
You know,
Wait, but how am I supposed to get espresso if there's
Maybe
there-
you can ride the ropes with, or you just have to fly.
the whole time?
I guess so.
for a game that's set on a tropical island?
We'll just have to play.
There's a fair amount of
This
inclement
looks
weather.
This looks a lot like I don't even like Denver, Colorado.
Come to
damn it.
Aspen.
Yeah, like that's exactly like look at that. So it is called Ice Age Alley in this game. Okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
That's what it says here.
Interesting. I'm also interested to know how all these lizards are doing anything in this snow.
Right.
The monkey gets a pass. The orangutan,
Yeah, the warm-blooded creatures
Yeah, he
don't
gets-
seem like they do okay.
he gets a pass, but yeah.
Situation. Wait, does that make sense? Is it warm-blooded or cold-blooded? They're cold-blooded.
Warm-blooded are
Humans.
Humans.
Yeah, so
I'm getting
cold-blooded.
impatient.
They need the sun.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they'll be freezing.
Theoretically, they could be getting sun. I'm not enough of an animal guy to know like whether or not there's lizards in the snow. I don't think there are. Right?
That sounds like a really
that sounds weird.
philosophical thing.
Lizards in the snow,
I don't know whether or not there's lizards in the snow.
like some like allegory at the center of like a Grapes of Wrath type book.
So, yeah, you need espresso here.
That's unfortunate.
We'll just come back for it.
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
That's fine. You'll see when we, like a lot of the time when we do this show, just like as a little sneak peek, so you can
go like back.
maybe. Is like we'll often like turn it off when we get to a point, and then after we've decided we'll come back to it, and Gerard will just like play through it right before we record, and get the things we missed, because there's not so much pressure and stuff when you're not live, you know.
So, is that like the only monkey that is against you? The only ape?
That might be the case. I believe so.
I think there's some sort of racism
I'm sure
going
that-
on between Donkey Kongs, which are I guess gorillas, and orangutans, right?
That's possible.
Yeah. Anyway, that's enough time for today.
2 levels
yeah.
and how long?
That's not bad. We had a
Not
great.
bad. We had a great conversation.
Yeah, we had a great combo. We got a real journalistic viewpoint on Beer Bros. That's what it's all about, right? Is critical thinking and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, I say as I take a swig of my Miller High Life.
Set the hipster man with the
yeah.
beard. And
Yeah, I really am the quintessential hipster. But if you come back tomorrow,
I don't think you know what a hipster is.
I don't think anybody knows what the hell a hipster is.
It's okay, guys.
I think most people think jeans and they're an asshole. And a mustache. But next time, tomorrow, you'll see us do Croctopus Chase.
Probably finish out the ice level and start the last level.
A better level. Yeah.
Yeah.
Final word, Alex.
Schlitz.
It's a good one.